think one of the really important things that we're going to talk about at the event is the idea of the success prep process, because success really is a process. It's not an event. It's not just a destination. There's so much more to it, and there are not only the marketing and business skills that you need in that process, but there's your personal growth process as a person and as an entrepreneur that are key to the success process. So normally with people, when you want to be successful, you may be here, and whatever goal it is that you set for yourself, maybe over here. And generally, what we do is we try to come up with some path and some steps that we think are going to get us from here to there. And that makes sense? Very logical, correct? But sometimes what happens when we're deciding what these steps are, sometimes the step really isn't a step toward where it is that we're trying to go. Sometimes the step is movement away from some other step that we're uncomfortable about making. So rather than go there, we move down here. And we can do that a series of times and not even be aware that we're doing it. So what at first appeared to be a logical path to our goal can actually sometimes be the path that we end up following based on our limitations. So what we're going to do tonight is a few creative exercises to help us get unstuck and to maximize the energy that we use to be successful. Creating wellness, success, and happiness is kind of like this string. Through our thoughts, our actions, and our interactions, we weave a pattern. So maybe this is the pattern of someone who's unhealthy, financially unstable, and maybe this is the pattern of someone who's healthy, wealthy, and wise. Transforming our reality is really a matter of shifting the shape of our pattern. And our pattern is not only the string, it's also the space in between. Because wherever there's space, there's possibility. While we'll do some techniques that help you do that on the outside, we're focusing on making the shift on the inside. Because just like each of us has a shape, or our life has a shape, the dream that you want to achieve also has a shape. So the real secret to achieving the dream is to get your shape to match the shape of your dream. And that's essentially what we're going to be doing. It would seem to go without saying that setting a goal is a key ingredient in achieving one, but you might be surprised by how many people end up going on a wild goose chase, sometimes for years, searching for answers to their problems, answers to their prayers, answers to their questions, or searching for the secret to success, the secret to happiness, the secret to love, and so on and so forth. All the while without really ever being clear on what their goal is. And so then their answer, that answer that they're looking for, remains elusive. Not because the answer is hard to find, but because they don't recognize the answer when they see it. Have you ever had a friend or family member come to you with a problem, then you hand them the answer on a silver platter, but they don't see it? And think about how many times maybe you've done the same thing, only to look back later and say, wow, the answer was there in front of me the whole time. I just didn't see it. I think behind every search for an answer is a true goal based on a real need, an internal need. But if you're disconnected from that need, you'll always turn up empty-handed or disappointed, no matter what you find. So the search for the answer has to evolve into an openness to discovering the self-liberating choice that authentically fulfills the internal need. And therein lies the importance of being able to look within yourself and connect with your inner power.
So these emotional things evolve through us. So that is another aspect of what's going on, why you need to open up, especially with your family, because if you don't process it, if you don't deal with it, if you don't start coming to terms with your own emotional issues and how it weighs down on you, you continue to force that energy to permeate through the rest of the family. And so you have then multiple generations who are still working on this because people are not communicating or people are not open up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, rather than the family working together to resolve what the issues are. So learning about your family, knowing about your family, connecting with your family, I don't care how distant they happen to be, if you can connect with them, you need to connect with them because it's of such spiritual importance for your own personal growth as well as the spiritual growth of your family as a unit.
This event, like all of our upcoming events, they're not just talks. You don't just come and listen. They're not just seminars. These are hands-on. They're interactive. So at our next event, you come with the challenge that you are most plagued by, your most difficult obstacle. Come with that, because we're going to be working hands-on with ideas and strategies for how to move beyond whatever that obstacle is. So, all right, any questions? Anyone wants to add?
That was great.
Thank you very much.